Greens, everyone. I'm RTR, and I mean, what else? What else am I going to say? I'm kind of lost for words. If we thought we were going to be here like 10 years ago, with the hype we've been building up for all this time, it's Xenoverse 3. Xenoverse 3. What am I going to say? Battle Hour is still currently just going on, but this just dropped. I was kind of a bit dazed even by watching it, but we're going to do a nice watch through, and then we're going to do a small breakdown. I'm just excited. I'm so gassed. I'm fucking ecstatic. Just watch it. Let's just watch it. Xenoverse 3. Project 1000. Oh, Age 1000. I mean, the signs were there at the beginning. The Age 1000 online territory, so it was going to be very Xenoverse. I mean, I heard that and I was like, I just smiled. I just smiled. Well, that's in Mech, just Piccolo, by the way. Bros just aura farming as usual. Well, they know what they're doing. Also, anime intro. Very, very nice. I'll talk about it afterwards, but there was this was deliberately done as a mix of the CG and anime stuff.
My new song's out. Hope you like it.
Look alive! Another incident in New City. That's your cue to head out and take care of it.
All right, Brett. Ready?
Oh yeah!
So good. I'm finally getting my wish list, man. I can't just smile. Oh my god. I haven't felt the place in Sparking Zero. Well, by the way, we will cover all of the Sparking Zero .com Legend stuff tomorrow. Probably. I'm pretty tired at the moment. I've been watching Valhalla the entire time, so.
Nice.
But this takes absolute priority. I know when Sparking Zero came out, I put a lot of coverage into it, and then I played it. And I was kind of like, with it, but. This don't matter. This thing could be the most abysmal dog shit. I'll defend it till my last breath. So, I'm so excited. New game project Age 1000. Let me get this. Very, very nice. Like that. This screams like modern Xenoverse. This is what the cutscene, the nice cutscenes in Xenoverse 2 look like.
Partner.
Now it's just gonna be a game.
Incident should be just up ahead. Careful though, I might just steal the spotlight myself.
I can't tell who that is, by the
Here
way.
comes the hero.
Like it sounds like someone knowable. That plays new character Brett. It looks like to be the Trunks fill-in in the game. Oh, not green, by the way. Not green. Everyone's gonna be very angry. It's not green, but silver and gold. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, and we get a nice little after bit here. Such a I don't know. I can't. It's like indescribable what I'm feeling right on the inside right now. This is a game I've been waiting for over a decade now. Like, let's be generous. Let's say like 8 years, because Xenoverse 2 still one of my favorite games of all time. I'm finally getting a sequel to this. Is
Hurt tomorrow.
warms my heart.
Wow, you really caught me off guard. You okay?
$2027. Oh. So good. Oh, I don't know, man. It's a dream country for a lot of people. And not to jump ahead to what we'll cover tomorrow, but the fact that Xenoverse 2, I love Xenoverse 2, don't get me wrong. But the fact that game is dying just warms my heart, knowing that game can finally just be put to rest and not be milked until it's just shriveled and dying Because everyone just hates it now because it's gone on for so long, but I'm so glad it can just be put to rest. Anyway, let's jump into that quick breakdown. So as we begin here, as we can see, we have age 1000. Now, for those of you who don't know and are in the loop, age is described as a time period in Dragon Ball with different ages corresponding to different events. So I'm pretty sure the events of Dragon Ball Z take place, I think it's in the year age like 740, I believe. Like in the 700 to 800 range, I believe, were original Dragon Ball Z, GT/Super take place in. Xenoverse 2 takes place in age, I'll put it up on screen, takes place a couple of hundred years after, and Dragon Ball Online takes place notably in around the 1000 age period. And we're going to be jumping into that kind of retconny area now with this taking place in age 1000. So very excited for a nice futuristic setting. As we can see here, we got the Capsule Corp logo. We have a nice West City. I think that says West City Bank, I believe. So we're just very much onlining everything. We're just incorporating just different aspects of Dragon Ball into the Conton Time Patrol-esque vibe. First look at Brett here, the new companion character. Noticeably wearing a lot of TN colours. I didn't notice that on my first watch. The very turtle schooly. Maybe that's going to be a thing we're going to see. Instead of like disciples and teachers like we had in Xenoverse 1 and 2, maybe it's going to just be more generic schools. Like we'll have Turtle School, we'll have Crane School, we'll have the Demon School. We'll get to some demon type action later, as I think we probably are going to get as a new race. But not really much else to speak about. We have a nice Ozaru picture in the little hoverboard in the top right. I do like this very city aesthetic. We kind of got that a bit in Xenoverse 2 and a little city area, but I think the entire world being an entire gigantic city where crime just takes place in. I wonder if that's going to be a focal point of, you know, maybe the hub area is just in one small area and then you go out on time patrols or patrols. Just two different areas of the city, kind of very MMO-esque. A lot of people think this is going to have a lot of MMO aspects into it, like more generic MMO aspects, like your World of Warcraft, your Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, stuff like that, where it's kind of expanded upon the world and you teleport to different areas. Let's see if we can get a nice, better shot of here of Brett. I am a fan of the nice scarring on the side, and they said, yeah, very in that Crane School clothing, so I'm curious to see if that's just a design choice just for the character, or if we're actually going to see why Crane School. Maybe it's the fact that they're a fan of TN. You never know. You never know. Of course, we can't miss the. Is this Piccolo? It is hard to tell whether we're going to see characters from, because like I said, A1000 is way beyond the time of the Z Fighters. So whether it's going to be a Xenoverse 2 thing where they're just going to appear here remains to be seen. This could just be an Namekian we're looking at here, because I imagine all the default races from Xenoverse 1 and 2 will return, which is Earthlings, Saiyans, might see half Saiyans, you never know. We're going to see Namekians, Frieza race, and Boo Saga. I don't think I'm missing anyone there. We can see we got a little, like, a nice muscular human, it looks like, just driving a car. And if we're going to be able to drive cars in Xenoverse 3 in the hub world, that was kind of a feature with the rides, the mounts mechanic that we had in Xenoverse 2. It kind of expanded upon as we got auras and mascots, so maybe we'll evolve into that for some Kakarot style driving. That'll be hectic as shit if we get that in Xenoverse 3, because I don't even want to think about what people is going to do and troll and get up to in Xenoverse 3's driving mechanics, but I think this may just be aesthetic. Get a look at some of the extra characters here. Very much a Krillin and the fat Krillin with hair and Videl. Getting the vibes of here, but that is just Videl's hair, just one-to-one right here. There's no doubt about that. And then we have a small little tubby guy here, just no nose, just giving me Krillin vibes. Supporting characters maybe, because it seems that this, especially this Videl lookalike, seems to have a lot of correlation with the Brett in some way, shape or form, so maybe just a nice side supporting character. We are seeming to get, as we'll get to later, a lot of parallels to that Great Saiyaman arc, as we see the filler before the Buu saga kicks off, so maybe there's some correlation there, some nice parallels we're going to see there. Maybe. I know the Switch game, the Switch Heroes, whatever that game's called, I'll put it on screen here. That had a lot of parallels to very like Great Saiyaman-esque in the city, taking out and doing patrols in the area. So we actually might end up seeing a lot of that for inspiration for Xenoverse 3. I think this is one of the most interesting shots in the trailer because we see this very big Josuke-haired Saiyan here, like very thug-like Saiyan, just kind of in the alleyway, keeping him to himself. Maybe a half Saiyan. This is what gives me inklings you may see like a hybrid Saiyan of some type. I don't know. It's the blue hair that kind of gives it away to me, as we all know that Saiyans usually have. I mean, we also see John Dragon Ball. We'll see in the first initial trailer goes Super Saiyan as well, but that may be for other reasons. And you know, it's been hundreds of years, so depending on how Super Saiyans go, we might not actually all have black hair, but notably from the main series, Pure Saiyans always have black hair, sometimes brownish maybe, and then hybrid Saiyans that's when the different colors start to mix in. But we do see a nice Saiyan / hybrid Saiyan just chilling in the background there as we see Brett sprinting past him. We do see this demon girl, potentially a very popular idol in the story mode, or like in the Xenoverse 3 realm, that we're probably going to be hearing a lot of music from in the game. I imagine it wouldn't be as prominent in the trailer if it wasn't going to be so. But this gives me my first major hint that I think we're going to see Demon Race as an actual race in Xenoverse 3 as one of the new additional ones, because of course I feel like we're just going to get more, like, this is Xenoverse 3, new content is going to be added to, I think, everyone's two biggest picks are Androids and Demon Realm, and I think we are going to get that, especially with the collabs with other stuff coming out as well, with them being referencing stuff like Toa and Mira. The final DLC for Xenoverse 2, as we'll get to tomorrow, seems to be very, bringing back the olden goldies, so I think we are going to, and the most important one, Daima, being the newest Dragon Ball thing to have actually released, definitely probably has a massive influence on it. So I do think we are going to see Demon Realm representation in Xenoverse 3. Maybe even have a third eye awaken, because we always love those awaken skills, But we'll have to wait and see. Nice. I guess we can safely say that we'll talk about Bulma in a second, but we get to see Brent and the two branded player characters here, as everyone just likes to dub John and now Jane Dragon Ball. But we can see Gamma 1 in the middle here, which means this is a post superhero story. At least if we're talking about from Bulma's perspective, this does take place after superhero, and potentially probably the most current thing in Dragon Ball timeline wise. And we have our first look here at, they called I'm pretty sure they called a future Bulma in the event. By the way, baddie, by the way, certified, but I fucking dig this new look. Remains top of the waifu chain as always. You're just wrong if you disagree with that. But we just see a new look at whether this is it. They say future Bulma. I'm pretty sure when they talk about it, I think that might be just a bad translation at the show, but I'm pretty sure this is just Super Bulma. That's just in the future. How they get there, we don't know. I'm going to bring up a bit of detail about Bulma at the end of the trailer, as you probably saw in the little weird little necklace. This is probably going to be just the menu. This is just a teaser for the menu system. As we know in Xenoverse 2, when you access the menu, you bring up a nice little digital pad. It looks like in this one it's going to be more tied to a holographic watch. It's going to pull up, and this is how you can probably access your skills, your costumes, your AP, etc. And now, I'll replace it, we're talking over it. The nice little magical girl transformation sequence here into the Great Saiyaman. I'm just going to call it the Great Saiyaman Corpse, because it just seems like they want to lean into that Great Saiyaman style, especially with the futuristic mask and whatnot. So,
Nice.
Yeah, we see Brett as the Great Saiyaman. It seems to be the, like I said, very taking inspiration from the Switch game, as Trunks takes on the mantle of the Great Saiyaman 3, and your player takes on the mantle as Great Saiyaman 4. And you go on and patrol the city and fight the Great Ape Super Saiyan 3 Raditz or whatever, but that's what our hero is. And if they are just basically just making an actual Xenoverse game out of the Switch game, that is my dream since Xenoverse 1, where they actually pull a trigger on the hero stuff and make it a heroes game instead of Dragon Ball Z, but with time travel, a bit more of it. Yeah, I'm so gassed if they are more leaning into this is a hero stuff, we're going to use hero stuff, and we're going to use, you know, weird and wacky stuff. I would like to see Goku in the more time patroller fits. I hope we get to see time patroller characters in here. Like I said, with Piccolo, we saw earlier, potentially, instead of just having the, oh, I've just been, Kronika sent me here, blah, 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 blah. I hope it's actually the Xeno characters. I want Xeno Piccolo, Xeno Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, blah, 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 etc., etc. I want to see God Trunks and wacky combinations like that we don't normally see. We've got another shot here of this Videl side character watching as Brett flies over the space here. Like I said, very much a pre-Buu Saga Great Saiyaman arc homage-esque thing we're going on here, so maybe that might play into the story, maybe they don't know he's a superhero, no idea, we'll have to see. And of course, we get our look of probably what's like in-game, I imagine, because this screams to me like this, like that zoom in is very much a like the zoom in you get before like you fight someone in Xenoverse 2, like just the center on the face and the camera goes around the back before you fight them. We got our reputable goat John here. Very nice. And then we got our very lovely Tyro. I do like the green little hue, by the way. I think maybe that's intentional or not, but we have Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. Oh. I do love the logo. I do love the logo. I know everyone's like has been conditioned to think that it's going to be green because we have Xenoverse 1, which was yellow, or orange, Xenoverse 2, which was blue, and then Xenoverse 3, everyone went, it's gonna be green, why not? But I very do like the silver and gold aesthetic. Notice a little, maybe this is intentional, maybe it's not, we have a nice little crack in here before we get to the 3, maybe that's just a symbol of break off for the title, and maybe it could mean something else. Is Few gonna be around? Who knows? No antagonistic force at all was shown in the trailer here, so it is going to be quite interesting to see if we're going to get an original villain. Is it going to be Few? Are we going to fight Raditz again for the 16th time at the beginning of this game? Who knows? Okay, we have a nice look here of what looks to be the main character's room. This probably screams to me opening cutscene of the game. Somewhere you don't really see your character until later on. Weird pod in the back, looks like they're very just a massive nerd, bunch of books everywhere. Probably a student. Probably a student is probably the best thing to look at this as, especially with the notions of that pre-Buu Saga Great Saiyaman vibe, where they're all, attending high school or whatever. So, looks to be a pretty young protagonist, as like definitively as in we had Xenoverse 2 and 3 was kind of ambiguous what age the students were, or the time patrols were. Let's go back. I actually want to take another look at, because they seem to put a focus. By the way, you have a nice robot companion here, so it's a Capsule Corp affiliated robot companion. Whether they're going to play an important part, probably as like a help assistant or whatever to get you around, like similar to the robots in Xenoverse 2. Yeah, I was going to notion here that we have this. They seem to put a lot of focus on this pod of some sort. Maybe this is a place you can go change like your just looks in general, but it just seems to be very like an isolation pod of some sort, hooked up to a bunch of machinery. I have no idea. Maybe this is a built-in time machine to go out on new patrols. You never know. As I was saying earlier, this individual is already associated with the time patrol in some way, shape, or form, as their t-shirt seems to have a glow on, as we'll get in a second. But maybe this is a more advanced version of the time machines from Xenoverse 2, as some people probably don't remember, is for the parallel quests, you would go out in time machines to the location. Like, canonically, that's how you get to the different parallel quests. So, if we get to here, if you pay attention to the main protagonist's shirt, yeah, it's glowing and you can hear a beep in the background. What is this? I don't know. This is very confusing. This magical thing that just appears around Bulma.
You okay?
It just seems to be, maybe it's just a design aesthetic, but, or a communicator. Why is Bulma even here? It's probably one of the biggest mysteries of the trailer is, why is Bulma here? And why is potentially Piccolo here? We don't know. Is this just a Xeno version of Bulma? But in that case, why is Gamma 1 there? You know, there's a lot of questions we're asking and probably aren't going to be answered for another full year. But yeah, we have a nice interaction with the Bulma and the main character here. And we notice the main character's chest has gone from red to the flashing red to a more blue. As we see Bulma in her hover bike from the first chapter of Dragon Ball there, just not on wheels anymore. Probably our opening cutscene to the game after we create a character. Who knows? About to find out. But as we fade into that, and then we get the, as we can see, the 2027. When I think it'll release, I'm probably actually going to say probably around March. I'm going to say it's probably going to be a March release, because we're probably going to get another trailer in a couple months. Maybe one around Christmas, like a launch one. Hopefully there. Like, ideally, we just get about 2 to 3 more trailers of this, and then it launches around Q1 of 2027. Very excited if so. But yeah, if you guys are hyped as I am for Xenoverse 3, I probably doesn't show it, but the fact that I've been stumbling and staggering over my words shows enough. This is one of my favorite announcements ever, maybe, for a video game. Something I've kind of like, everyone's known we're getting a Xenoverse 3 for a while, but like, it's just like, come on, Xenoverse 2 made way too much for you to just keep milking it. And Xenoverse 2 kept going and going and going and going and going and going, and everyone's like, okay, when's Xenoverse 3? When's Xenoverse 3? When's Xenoverse 3? But to know we're finally, actually, I'm looking at my screen right now, and it says Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. Oh, it is perfect. But yeah, let me know how hyped you guys are. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I mean, I know you're buying Xenoverse 3. I'm not going to ask that, but instead I'll ask you, do you enjoy the new layout? New channel, like, ish. I've kind of rebranded in a way. I did a small update, I think, a while ago, and I don't remember. But we have a new layout here. Let me know if you guys enjoy it, and I'll catch you for a video tomorrow or the day after, whenever I get to round this, to cover the Xenoverse 2 DLC, Dokkan, and Legends stuff. I might maybe skip the Legends stuff, but you never know. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.